What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? I don't know, you're not there. I give you my love, but you don't care. What is right? What is wrong? Give me a sign. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. I don't know, what can I do? What else can I say? It's up to you. Nowhere warm, just me and you. I can't go on. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more.
Woo!
What is love?
All right, enough of that shit. Enough of that shit. I just needed something to play while I was I'm in a very altered state of mind. I'm in a very altered state of mind. Let me take this off screen for right now. I'm in a very altered state of mind this evening. There's quite a few things I want to talk about with you guys. There's quite a few things I want to talk about with you guys tonight. So we got some topics for me to bring up. It's just me solo. I believe Jamie and Tav are busy right now, so it's just going to be me solo. I'm going to be talking about a few news stories, some of the current events that have been going on. I'm going to be talking a little bit about what's been going on with Blizzard. I've played Blizzard games for a long time, so I've got a lot to add on that. You love that SNL skit? Hey, I miss back when SNL was at least more consistently funny. I feel like every once in a while I'll see something out of SNL that's actually entertaining these days. I don't want to be that person that's just like, well, they haven't put anything funny together in a long time. But the quality has certainly degraded. I don't think anyone will really debate that, except for maybe the people writing the show. So, oh yeah, speaking of brain dead fucking talentless hacks. Speaking of brain dead talentless hacks, there's a very interesting thing happened recently. So, in the first case of anything that I've ever seen happen like this ever. What's up, Sydney? Hope you're doing well. Everyone show Sydney some love and support. If she wants to talk about why, she can talk about why. Just, send her some love, support. She needs it. Go send some support her way. Also, we got people in the chat. We got Mango Jones. We got Mickey the Ficky. We got Sydney. I see other people are popping in. Come say hi if you guys are popping in. Let me know what you're up to. I don't mean that in like a creepy way or anything, but, if you want to, just be like, hey, this is what I've been up to. I like to acknowledge your presence and, make you guys feel like you're actually... I don't know. I just feel like there's so many goddamn YouTubers who ask you like how your day is and they don't give a fuck. You can tell they don't give a fuck, but I actually do. So what's up, Tony? We got fucking Tony in here. Hope you're doing well, Tony. Hope you're doing well, buddy. So let me bring up this first fucking article that we're going to be talking about. So Chicago party ant Chicago Party Amp. This is what I was talking about just a few minutes ago. This is the very first time I've ever seen a Twitter account get picked up for like an animated series. So this was originally a Twitter account that has since been picked up by Netflix, and they're doing an entire animated series out of this one person's idea for a Twitter account. And I find it very strange because I suppose I can bring it up here in a moment. But her Twitter account, and it took me a while to actually find any of the tweets that she was making before the show was picked up, because now it's basically just her talking about the show. But from what it seems like to me, it was just someone in sort of a parody sense, sort of just someone putting up this idea of I don't know, this archetypical, like, how like there's the stereotype in your head of like what a New Yorker's like, or what from someone from here or there or wherever it's from. This was basically the idea of this Twitter account is just, okay, it's your average Chicago mom or whatever the fuck. It's basically your average Chicago woman. And the account was basically making a bunch of observations, inside jokes, and just jabs at what life is like living in Chicago. And that's what I really don't understand about this, is that they decided to go ahead and greenlight this Netflix series. But while I can understand how that Twitter account would be appealing to people who actually live in that general area, and I understand there's a decent amount of people who live in Chicago, it's not like it's so incredibly niche, but I feel something too niche for an entire animated series. Like, why does someone want to make an entire animated series about this type of Twitter account of all things? It's not even so much about it being this type of Twitter account, because I've seen Twitter accounts like this where I guess I could maybe see where like they could get the idea for doing some type of animated series. But of all of the Twitter accounts to make this sort of leap from the Twitter sphere into an animated series, why would Netflix greenlight this? Something that seems very niche, something that seems is like, I don't know. I feel like, did they just go out and like message a bunch of big Twitter accounts, and this is just like the ones that actually got back to them? Because I just don't get it. I just don't get what made this one person's Twitter account so appealing that they were just like, you know what? We're going to do an animated series. I really don't get it. I don't get the appeal. I don't see what's so crazy and different. And I don't know. Just looking at the show as itself, it just seems like a generic art style. I feel like they're just going to do some Family Guy style shit. It's not going to be any more unique than fucking Paradise PD or Brickleberry. Some of you guys probably don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about, but it seems like it's just going to be another shameless Family Guy ripoff, a bunch of raunchy jokes, nothing really original. And if they do something different and original, then good on them. But I feel like it's really sad that this is like the state of where adult animation's heading. I don't know if it's necessarily heading in this direction. I feel like we're actually starting to break out of it. But for the longest time, for at least the past 10 goddamn years, adult animation has been nothing but fucking Family Guy ripoffs. Why do you think that anime and shit is so popular? Because anime, the reason why people really like anime has, in my opinion, I think it has very little to do with the fact that it's from Japan. Obviously, there's going to be people who are massive weebs who really just love Japanese culture. But I think why anime is so big to people like me, who, I mean, I'm interested in Japanese culture, but not really any more interested in Japanese culture than I am other cultures in the world. I try to keep informed, and I'm interested in other cultures, don't get me wrong, but I'm not so particularly fixated on Japan that my interest in anime has to do with that type of shit. Why people like anime is because you can get mature themes, you can get actual adult animation out of anime. And I feel like shows like this, or I don't know, I guess I can't say until I actually see it, but just look at the art style. Just look at the first screenshot that they decided to show people. This looks like a fucking Family Guy ripoff. It looks just like a Family Guy ripoff. It's weird. Yeah, no, it's really weird. Also, I obviously said this to you in private messages, but my condolences to you, Sydney. I'm sorry that you have to deal with something so terrible in your goddamn life. I hope that this stream helps you focus on something else. I hope I can give you some laughs, or at least make some good observations that take your mind off it. So everyone in the chat, send some love to Sydney, because when someone in our community is not doing well, I want to make sure that we all come together and give them some support that they need. Yeah, Brickleberry. What's up, John? Oh my god, at least someone knows what Brickleberry is. Actually, I kind of wish you didn't. I kind of wish you didn't know what Brickleberry was, because I don't feel like anyone should have to know. Archer's the best. Okay, that's one I forget about. That's kind of one I sleep on because I've never watched Archer before. I'm big on animation, but I've actually never seen fucking Archer. But yeah, Archer has been out for the past 10 years, like I said, during that period where I feel like everyone was just trying to be a fucking Family Guy clone. But I also feel like there's a few shows. It's funny that you bring that up because it seems like there's a few shows, if they aren't trying to be like Family Guy clones, I feel like there's also some adult animation that's just trying to be Archer. I have seen a few shows. I can't remember any off the top of my head because they're just that forgettable. But I know for a fact that there's been some shows before that just really tried to rip off Archer. So Daniel Tosh is such a relic of the past. What's up, Blaine? I don't know why you brought that up, but I mean, I agree. What, is he still trying to like do shit? Or is he involved in this? Or I don't know. I've looked a little bit into the show. Most of the information that I've got from the show is because I looked over the Twitter feed. And it seems to be just mostly stating shit here that I've already known about the whole thing. Let's see. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah, okay. This is literally just listing out the fucking shit that was tweeted. So yeah, all we really know about this show is that they're adapting someone's Twitter account. And I really have no idea why. Think about how many people are on Twitter who are really really entertaining. And actually more, I feel like there's more there for at least some Twitter accounts, even like the really gimmicky Twitter accounts. Like, I don't know, Family Guy frames out of order. I just brought one off the top of my goddamn head. That's already based on a TV show, but whatever. I guess that just kind of makes the point in my head where it's just like, this is really stupid. This is incredibly fucking stupid. Like, why? I feel like what it boils down to, and this is something that's been parodied in media constantly, and it seems like the same people making these jokes just don't get it, is that you cannot just directly translate something from the internet and have it be an instant success. I feel like a lot of these really like corporate, greedy ass motherfuckers, they look at the internet and they just see a free means to print money and get more success. But what a lot of people like about the internet, whether it be someone's YouTube channel or Twitter account or whatever the fuck, is that the internet, less so these days, but in general, compared to like cable and shit like that, you can say way more, you can be more genuine. That's something that ends up being stripped away. And we've seen this multiple times. How many times have you seen something that started off on the internet make it to Hollywood or television or something like that and just gets completely stripped of everything that you ever liked about it? Now, this is a weird example to bring up, but it's just the first one that came to my head, and I was not a fan of the Fred channel. But now that's a good fucking example, actually. Because there was, for those of you who don't remember Fred, I'm just going to use this example because almost everyone knows who Fred was, okay? Back on the early internet, there was that channel Fred. And Louis Cruikshank, I believe his name was, he would put these, they would put like these things into the videos where he alluded to how the character's mother, not his mother, how the character's mother was like an alcoholic and abusive and X, Y, and Z and a prostitute and all that shit. And when they ended up adapting that for the Nickelodeon films and for that series, they completely stripped out all that shit. They completely stripped out all of the nuance of the Fred character. Look, I know that sounds fucking ridiculous, okay? I know that sounds fucking ridiculous, okay? But it's true. It's true. They cut out all that shit. They cut out all the layers that Louis Cruikshank was actually trying to put in that character. And I know that sounds laughable, but it is an example of how whenever something that starts off on the internet, even if it's already something made for kids, if it gets to like corporations and shit like that, it'll be dumbed down and devalued. And whatever made it special originally is just going to be completely taken away. Fred deserves credit as an internet pioneer. Hey, I mean, hey, Fred was like one of the first people who, he was one of the first goddamn people who made it off the internet. In fact, I think he might have been like the actually first person to make it off the internet and actually get a career off the internet. Fred, he was a big dude on the internet back in the day. If you're not familiar with him, I suggest checking out Quentin Review's video on him, which Blaine Hoover brought up right here. Almost nothing was the same about the character. Quentin Reviews did an excellent video on the topic of Fred. And yeah, Blaine, that's the entire reason why it's in my goddamn head. I would not have used Fred as an example to talk about this if it wasn't for that video. That was absolutely brilliant. I know not everyone likes Quentin Reviews. He did a really great episode on Fred and iCarly. Go check that out. Like, seriously, some of the best YouTube I've watched in a long time. It's really good. How about the show Space Ghost? Wasn't that originally an internet thing? Then it became a cult classic on Nick and Adult Swim. Okay, now, here's what okay. So Space Ghost, I don't think that was an internet thing. As far as I'm aware, this is what happened with Space Ghost. Space Ghost used to be like a Hanna-Barbera cartoon. And then when Cartoon Network was first getting started up, they started bringing back, I think, like a few Hanna-Barbera characters as like modern day, like, reinterpretations or basically like parodies. There was Harvey Birdman and there was Space Ghost Coast to Coast. Those were both originally like Hanna-Barbera cartoons, played straight. But when they were brought over to Cartoon Network and later Adult Swim, they were adapted to be raunchier and basically a parody of the original. And yeah, Space Ghost Coast to Coast was I don't believe that was ever on the internet. I'm pretty sure that was made for TV. You can ask Mango Jones in the chat though; she'll definitely know. She's way more knowledgeable on that shit than I am. Never thought about it like that. Yeah, what's up, Gizmo Duck? Hope you're doing well this evening. Buddy. Oh yeah, no, I fucking love Quentin reviews. I think he's really really entertaining. I'd love to talk to him sometime, have him on the show. I don't know if he'd ever do that, honestly. I really don't know if he'd waste his time on me, but he's a cool and entertaining dude. I'd love to talk to him sometime. Yeah, we've got a bit of a late night talk show going on here. Hey, if you guys want to help, because I'm not talking about any lol cows tonight, and I noticed that like whenever I don't talk about them, my view count is obviously going to be a little bit lower, just because most people come here for that. That's what gets most asses and seats. But I'm really trying to do more on here. I'm really trying to talk about different topics and have more variety on here. Trying to rant more about other things. And if you guys really like this shit, drop a like. I could really use the support on this stream more than any. And yeah, share this fucking shit out. Hell yeah. What's up, Geek Studios? We got Geek Studios in here. Fuck yeah. Okay, I felt like the format looked a lot like an internet thing. I love Space. Yeah, you know what? It's funny you bring that up because that's actually a really good point. Space Ghost does feel like something that could have been like off the internet. It kind of has that early 2000s internet humor, even though it wasn't part of that at all. I like what I've seen of it. I should probably watch more. Some fucking more. John Duff, sorry. John Duff says Underhaven's awesome. Thank you very much, dude. You guys don't know how much that means to me. Like when you say nice things about the channel and about me, I really fucking appreciate that. Like it means the absolute world to me. So thank you. Finally got your notifications. I keep missing your streams. Well, hey, if you actually, I'm going to be moving on to a topic here. I don't want to ramble on for too long. But if you guys do want notifications on the stream, you guys can hop in the Discord server. There's the directory. As soon as you join, you should be directed to the directory. It'll show you all the rules and shit. And also you can sign up for notification roles if you just want to hear me talk about streams, if you just want the auto notifications, if you just want video notifications, you guys can all check that shit out in the Discord. Yeah, I just felt I'd mention that real fast because I know some of you guys love the fucking Discord, and I know some of you guys didn't know about the Discord until recently, so I try and plug it on a fairly regular basis so we can get more and more of you cool peeps in here. All right, so I've got another fucking... I'm going to take a swig of my beer. And then we'll move on to this next story right here. In fact, I'll bring it up first so you guys can take a look at it. Just kind of let this sink in. While I drink my beer. I'm feeling good. So, high-end gaming PCs banned in 6 U.S. states after California energy bill limits sales on high-performance PCs. So essentially what's going on here, for those of you who aren't aware, this seems like something that started in California, but a total of, I believe, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 states, all highlighted here. California, Colorado, Hawaii, Oregon, Vermont, and Washington. All of these states have banned the sale, or they will be banning the sale of high-end gaming PCs. This is absolutely fucking insane. And now keep in mind, most people's computers will be fine, even with these bullshit-ass laws. But the really high-end shit, like the really high-performance stuff that some people, I assume, need to make like content or for any number of reasons, I don't know, maybe you're a game developer. Look, there's a very important reason for a lot of people to need actually high-end computers. And for them to just blanket say, no, you can't have a high-end gaming PC if you live in this state. Absolute fucking bullshit. I don't know if this is just a bunch of angry console plebs trying to, take down console gamers a peg. Like, maybe this is like oh my god, maybe this is like a 5D chess move for like the console gamers to like get on the same level as PC gamers. So they're just like, fuck it, if we can't make consoles better, then we sure as fuck can do this much. But no, honestly, what this is, we all know what this is, right? This is just a bunch of fucking politicians patting themselves on the back. A bunch of politicians who probably take millions and millions of dollars from super PACs and shit like that, from big oil. The same politicians doing that shit and not giving a shit about the environment in other ways. I mean, yeah, they're going to take this opportunity to shit on people who are actually, at least using their power for something fun. Like, regardless of what you say about someone who has a really high-end gaming PC and uses it a lot, like, sure, it might be using power, but at least it's not basically enslaving people in third world countries like a bunch of these massive corporations do. The politicians behind this bill are complete, clear hypocrites. They could have taken the time and resources to ban this bullshit. They could have taken the time and resources that they put into this bullshit bill that somehow passed. I don't know how. Once again, it has to be a bunch of politicians patting themselves on the back. They could have invested this in cleaner, renewable energy. They could have invested this in better infrastructure. They could have invested this in, having better, more cleaner fucking parks, or building new parks, or any number of shit that could have actually gone towards the mental health and benefit of their citizens while also helping out the environment. But instead, they decide to completely take a shit on their citizens, tell them what they can and cannot do. Now, well, you're using up too much power, so you can't have a computer that competent. Why the fuck not? What if I need a computer that competent? Now, obviously, Massachusetts is not one of the states that's being affected by this, but what if it is one day? Because it seems like, to me, overwhelmingly, these are left-wing states, and that worries me, especially considering I'm in a very left-wing state. So yeah, what if I buy a really fucking high-end fucking computer, and I need that shit for, like I said, either game development or because I'm a YouTuber or whatever. There's a number of careers that can depend on a very powerful computer. What the fuck am I supposed to do? Just take it up the ass and get fucked? If anything, you should be making accommodations for people who are having to use computers these days. Want to know why? Because we're just getting off the goddamn fucking pandemic. We're finally starting to get back to normal, and immediately politicians are getting right back to fucking us in the ass. It's like, didn't you not just see throughout 2020 the fucking... did you not see the benefit and the power of having a competent machine? Do you understand why computers are like skyrocketing in price right now? It's because people need them more than ever. So for you to come in here and just be like, all right, people are asking questions. People are asking questions. How will this be enforced? To my knowledge, I've heard multiple people explain this. What they're going to be doing is limiting it via parts. They're not going to let you buy certain parts. So I don't know how this is going to affect pre-builts or something. People who have pre-builts are probably going to have to like accommodate for this and how they're building it. Either way, the prices that have already been skyrocketing on computers, I expect them to skyrocket even more. And this pisses me off. Even as someone who, I'm lucky enough, I just got a new computer, don't have to worry about this shit personally. I don't have to worry about this shit personally. But there are people who were probably waiting through this pandemic to get a better price on a computer. What if you're from California or Hawaii or from any one of these fucking states where this is the case, and you were just biding your time, understandably, because you wanted to not waste a fuck ton of money on expensive-ass, overpriced parts because of the pandemic. And to be told, no, now you cannot even legally buy the computer parts that you want. You'll never have that dream computer. You'll never have the top end just because you live in the wrong place. That is so fucked. That is absolutely fucked. What about big corporations with insanely complex servers and supercomputers? Right? And just another company that I'm going to get into later, Blizzard Entertainment. Think about how many servers they have. Complex servers. I mean, their servers are shit. But think about how many servers they have, how much power it takes, how many yeah, exactly. Perfect point. Yeah, Silicon Valley is exempt, even though this entire bill originates from California. The entire idea of this originates from California. Probably home to some of the worst offenders ever. Also, by the way, you know what I guarantee you uses more goddamn power than gaming computers? I might not be right, but I'm pretty sure that air conditioning uses a lot more power than a gaming computer. Pretty sure. So, if all those politicians in California want to volunteer to, never use air conditioning ever again, then maybe they can sign in this bill and not be hypocrites. But something tells me that they're not going to stop using their, AC. They're probably still going to continue to use their computers. In fact, I guarantee you that this fucking bill was written up on a competent machine. But, okay, they're part of the government, though, so that's okay, right? It's like fucking... Yeah, it's absolutely fucking insane. It's crazy. It's unfair. I'm tired of this double standard bullshit where politicians get to live a million times better lives than we do, legally, all while the same shit that they're doing, we have to just deal with. And in a lot of cases, it's made illegal. Even something as simple as someone enjoying a gaming computer that they spent a lot of money on, a lot of their hard-earned money on. Just, no, a politician has to come in and say, no, you can't do that. Makes you think, honestly. I know that 90% of what politicians do in this country is motivated by money, but sometimes I just look at how these corporations and these politicians act, and I don't think it's motivated by money. I know it is, but it's hard to think that at some point because they just continually fuck themselves over, and it seems like they're more invested in fucking people over than making money. Seriously. Think about massive corporations. Think about a bunch of politicians that you hate. Like, how many instances can you think in your life where you've seen a scenario that doesn't make any sense for, like, I've just seen these companies and these people do shitty things just for the sake of doing it. I've seen them do it just in a way that it doesn't, like, this is not going to make you money. This is not going to make you political gain. This is not going to have any benefit to you. And it's just fucking people over. That happens so goddamn much. And that's a whole fucking dialogue for another day, honestly. Because I think that if these billionaire elites actually invested in the common man, if they actually gave a little bit back to the other 99%, then they would live better lives too. Because there would be more people able to get out their creativity, so there'd be more like works of art, there'd be more television, there'd be more films, movies, shit like that. I just said films and movies, that's something separate. I meant games and movies. There'd be more types of artistic expression. Overall, people would be happier. So I feel like, I don't know, even from a selfish perspective, it doesn't make sense to hoard all that money. It doesn't make sense to make the common man suffer, because I feel like if everyone else was happier, then it would be a better life for the billionaires and shit too. You know what I mean? I don't get it. Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. Am I the only one that thinks that? Because sometimes I feel like I'm the only one that thinks that. Because if people like Jeff Bezos actually invested in the common man, they'd live better lives too. It doesn't make any goddamn sense. Said earlier it was console. Maybe it's a competition computer maker with more money than sense that suggested the bill. Look, that could be possible. I was just making a joke about it being done by like console fans. I was just making a joke about that. I don't know if there's... Look, I don't think that there was any motivation behind this. Like, look, there's always a chance that maybe, yeah, console manufacturers did lobby for this. I mean, I guess that's possible. But it doesn't really make that much sense in the current climate because people can't get their hands on PS4s and Xboxes. Like, they can't do that. People have been completely unable to do that. So it's not like these console manufacturers really have anything to gain out of lobbying to make PCs worse. And if they could have done that, then why weren't they doing that years ago? I don't know. It doesn't make any sense. It could be possible because I'm willing to believe almost anything about a shady ass fucking major company, even if it doesn't make sense. Because like I said, it seems like big companies just do things to fuck people over sometimes, even if it doesn't lead to making a profit. But yeah, I don't fucking know. We got 14 peeps watching right now. Hope you guys are having a good evening. Drop a like down below if you like this shit, and say hi to the chat if you haven't been acknowledged yet, because you know I love acknowledging your presence. I don't like you guys to feel unnoticed. But okay, as an answer to this, well, I guess I'll read a little bit more of this article, because this article, I've checked out all the other articles, but I'm kind of not so informed on this issue. So let's see what Dell pulled the sale of 7 of its 8 Alienware gaming desktops from these states. Oh my fucking god. Only the Alienware Aurora R12 gaming desktop is widely available. Now, this could also be in part due to like the chip shortages and shit like that. There's been like a lot of fucking issues with PC parts just in general. That could also be a contributing factor here. But the fact that it specifically points out that Dell pulled it from just these fucking states is very fucking concerning. It's extremely fucking concerning. Oh my god! So yeah, they even had to add this disclaimer. Let me make this a little bit bigger so that you guys can see it. This product cannot be shipped to the states of California, Colorado, Hawaii, Oregon, Vermont, or Washington due to the power consumption regulations adopted by those states. Oh my god! I just realized something, by the way. You guys know my buddy Jay Nova, right? And Tav, they're Californians, and they have this business that they're working on. I don't know how much they've been working on it so thus far, but I know that they're working on getting a business going where they basically get together people's computers for them and they ship them out. So what's Jay Nova gonna do? Like in this situation, what is someone like Jay Nova to do? Because the entire point of this business that he's trying to start up is that, you know, he gets things together, he builds people a competent computer, and he ships out to them. Basically, like it's basically like getting a pre-built, but from someone who actually knows what they're doing and will give you a good deal. So all the benefits of a pre-built without having to get one. So what, is he just going to get fucked over? Is he not going to have any business? He's not going to have anything to do here just because what? Just because these politicians want to pat themselves on the back, even though they probably are absolute fucking power hogs who could use more power than any of these gaming machines could use. Like, I don't know. It's really sad and depressing. If you're going to go after this bullshit, why don't you actually go after this? You know what? This is something I've been telling politicians to actually do and get fucking, go out and fucking do. Why don't you go out and, hold these scalpers accountable who have been going out and rising up the fucking price of these PC parts? If you want to go after people who are, not only burning power, but also making the life worse for the rest of us by making it so that no one else can get a goddamn PC part at an efficient price, how about you go after these fucking crypto miners? Huh? How about you do that? These people who probably have hundreds of computers, hundreds of computers plugged in, just doing this fucking crypto mining shit for hours and hours on day. Why don't you go after those people? If you're going to go after people, why don't you go after those people and kill two birds with one stone? That way we can get the fucking chip shortage fixed. And that way, if you really want to pat yourself on the back for getting things a little bit more energy efficient, then you can do that. Fucking go after these dumbass crypto miners who are fucking us all over. If you want to do something, you can do that. But no, of course you just go after the common man. Because it's never about holding the 1% accountable. It's never about holding the people who actually do these fucked up shit in the background accountable. It's always just about holding the average man accountable and passing the fucking bill on to them, making us suffer for shit that we had no hand in. How many times has the average citizen in a state or a country had to suffer because of the mistakes of the person on top? That applies to corporations too. Like, how many times have you had to take the L because your boss fucked up something? It's happened to me. I'm sure it's happened to you too. That's just what's happening here, except to a major fucking extent. Bunch of politicians think that they're getting shit done when they're not doing shit. God damn. People in the gun community make jokes about California's restrictions. The same will be true about PC gamers. Look, it's time for gamers to rise up. All right? No, unironically, like, if there's ever been a goddamn time, it's time for gamers to rise up. I know that's a meme. I know it's a goddamn fucking Joker meme, but it's time for gamers to rise up. I have the Series S. It's fantastic. Is the Series S like the better one? I didn't even remember the name. I've just been calling it the Xbox. I feel kind of bad because like I have a lot more respect for Sony. I mean, for Microsoft right now than Sony. They've been way more pro-consumer. I do not know the difference between the Series S and the Series X. I got my fucking computer. I'm not gonna pay attention to consoles for a while, honestly. But I'm glad it's at least a competent computer. There's always the Xbox Series X. Think it might be close to a gaming PC. Look, that's the fucking thing too. It's like, are they gonna start putting restrictions on these console manufacturers eventually? Because it seems like Xbox especially is kind of moving towards the idea of, I feel like the Xbox Series S and Series X, I don't think that's going to be the last of it. I think eventually they'll do more upgrades. Like they'll have more and more options. At least it seems like they're kind of going in that direction. I think that's really smart, honestly. Like for Microsoft to basically turn the Xbox into sort of like their version of like a pre-built computer. I think that's a really good idea. The problem is, all you got to do is stop making them gimped PCs. Just make them a proper computer that's like basically your branded gaming computer. I think both PlayStation and Microsoft would do a lot better if they just did that. Like if they legitimately just sold computers that were branded under their name, because they can get prices for these parts that we can't. So it would be like it'd be like getting a very efficient pre-built that can do everything a computer can. But the reason why I don't want a PS5 or I don't want an Xbox Series X or S is because it's not a computer. Like, I can't do everything that I can do on my computer to do on that. So why would I get that when I could just invest in a gaming computer? You know what I mean? I feel like they're really missing out on like a huge opportunity by not just selling like branded gaming PCs. The Series S is the one without the disk drive. I thought they had like performance differences. I don't know, Jack. Goes to show how much I know about this fucking current series of consoles, honestly. Let's see what people are saying here. As I said in your server, funny that Cali has the most amount of mansions, not to mention Silicon Valley, in the heart of entertainment industry in the US. Exactly, right? They're fucking hypocrites. I hurt my hand. They're fucking massive hypocrites. That's the problem. And these same politicians, I guarantee you they're making goddamn bank off all the shit going on there. They're making bank off the, Silicon Valley. They're making bank off Hollywood, and they're making bank off all these fucking big tech companies that are over in California. I wonder if they actually use up power there. No, just pass it on to the common man. Just hold them accountable. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, they're not targeting any of that when it comes to those corporations that do far more damage to the environment. Exactly. These fucking corporatists, these big elites, they're doing more harm to our planet than any of us could possibly do combined. I guarantee you that the 1% does more harm to this planet in terms of environmentalism than the 99%. Now, that might not be true, but I don't think it's that fucking far of, I don't think it's that much of a stretch, honestly, to say that that's probably the case. It's sad, but it's true. The 1% probably does a lot more harm than the 99%. Like, if you compare it, like, just basically on terms of, like, how much does the 1% in total do bad? How much does the 99% in total do bad? I guarantee you that most of our fucking woes, when it comes to how terrible the climate is and how, energy efficiency is, most of that problem comes from the 1%. If not, pretty much all of it stems back to that. Let's be honest. I already read that. It's still a very good comment. Sony lost my respect in the late PS3 era when they went super anti-consumer and pro-censorship simultaneously. Yeah, and we could talk about that. Kira, I know that you and I, we very much see eye to eye on Sony. I cannot fucking stand the way that they've gone lately. I used to really respect them. They used to be like, I think I even said this in my conversation with you. They used to be like the cool guy. Like, they used to be like the cool uncle, basically. And then they started basically censoring their Japanese games as Western releases, which is really weird. Because even Nintendo has stopped censoring fucking Japanese games in their Western releases. It's really fucking weird that that's kind of like come full circle. It used to be the opposite. It used to feel like Sony was the one willing to bring the shit over in its true state. And Nintendo was just going to dumb down anything. But now it's the other way around. And what else? Microsoft and Nintendo, they let you play games together. But Sony doesn't let you play with them. I think now they do for a few select games, but it wasn't until they were actually raked against the coal for it for months and months that they actually let people do that. They're just complete and utter fucking hypocrites. I do not like Sony anymore. I hope they get back on their fucking horse, because I really liked them back when the Xbox One was a thing and they were making all those jabs at Microsoft. That was really good. They had some really good PR going on around that time. But yeah, ever since the PS4 has been a success, they've just completely degenerated in terms of being pro-consumer. Now that they're on top of the world, now that they do the best in terms of console manufacturers, they just don't give a shit about us anymore. And sadly, that's just how a lot of corporations are. They care about you until they make enough money, and the people that the people that actually cared about you slowly get replaced, and eventually it's just nobody left except for a bunch of greedy dipshits who just want to, make stockholders happy. It's fucking sad. Love Nintendo, except their online services suck ass. Oh yeah, me and Jamie love talking about that. I'm sure you've heard me and Jamie rant about that shit. I can't stand that. Do I need to get rid of my PC now? Or if you're in one of these states, probably not. I'm pretty sure that this is just on like, I'm pretty sure that this is just people cannot buy these things going forward. I don't think they're actually gonna like come into your computer and come into your house and like steal your goddamn computer. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything here about that. I've not read anything about that. Everything that I've read so far just makes it seem like they're not going to, after this cutoff point, allow people to get certain PC parts, which is absolutely fucking ridiculous. Which means, yeah, pre-builts are going to suffer because of this too, because that means they're going to be like blacklisted from putting those in their builds, which is really sad and fucked up. Jesus fucking Christ. Apparently this bill was written in 2017. It just went completely under the radar for 4 years, and now here we are. God damn, why wasn't anyone talking about this? I mean, I'm one to speak, right? Because I didn't know about this before. But like, god damn, like, you would expect some of these fucking quote-unquote gaming journalists to have been covering this stuff earlier on, right? Oh my god. Yeah, Sinjay, you're right. People are going to start doing like black market PC parts and shit. Like, this is not going to stop people from using these PC parts. It's going to go to the fucking black market. And I don't know. That's really worrying, honestly. It's like, goddamn, what happened when prohibition was a thing? People didn't stop drinking. They just found ways around it. They made their own booze, and unfortunately, it was a lot more dangerous. And that's kind of what I'm afraid of here. If this does like turn into a black market PC part trade, like what the fuck's gonna happen? Like when all the parts that are already existing are like used up, and people are gonna like have to manufacture their own. I do not want to see the horror of someone trying to make their own memory card or something like that. I do not want to fucking see that shit. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Yeah, dude, trade your kidney for some RAM, dude. That's what you gotta do. Hannah was a big gamer. What was your favorite console? What was her favorite console? I fucking love video games. That's one thing I like about video games. It brings people together from all walks of life. Or at least it can. In the best cases, it can. All right, guys, I think we're going to move on. I think we're going to do some moving on here. I think we'll wrap it up with like the most serious issue, which is, this is not the final thing I'm going to be talking about, by the way. I'm going to be talking about something else first. I want to talk a little bit about this. So, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher don't bathe, and apparently they don't bathe their children. Now, this is not normally something I talk about, but the fact that they came out and they stated this as if that's something that they're really proud of, like they were asked about this, and they said it almost with some sense of pride in them. Like, look at this goddamn picture of them right here. Like, they're proud that they don't take a fucking shower. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher have a very specific approach to bath time for their children. So, yeah, the point that they're trying to make here is that because the natural oil in your skin is so important that you shouldn't shower daily. And look, that it's one thing to say that, like, I understand that shit is important, and I understand that you can't overdo it with like washing too much. But I don't think that taking a goddamn shower a day and just, cleaning yourself up a little bit is going to be an issue. In fact, I would say that the opposite is more of an issue, because apparently they're not cleaning their kids, as we see right here in the headline, until you can see the dirt on them. That's nasty. That is fucking nasty. Look, I know for a fact, I keep myself very fucking clean. There's been very few times in my life where I've actually like considered myself to be like feel dirty or nasty. But especially summer days, like we're in summer right now. And by the way, this article was made in the goddamn summer 1 day ago. I do not feel right if I don't take a shower every day, because it's hot and humid. It's fucking summer. You get fucking sweaty. And look, you do not have to be covered in goddamn filth. You do not have to have like visual dirt on you in order to be gross and disgusting. You can get gross and disgusting after like 2 days of not having a shower. If you're going outside and shit like that. Like, I don't know. If you're staying in your house all day, you can probably go a little bit longer than that without taking a shower and not being gross, but not much longer, honestly. I mean, oh, Jesus fucking Christ. This gets me thinking. It's like, are these two these types of parents where they're like, yeah, I don't get my kid vaccinated because I don't want them to. I'm not saying that's the case. I don't want to put that type of accusation of these two being an anti-vaxxer on them, but it gives me that type of vibe. It gives me that type of vibe where it's like, I know better. I know better than everybody else in society, and I'm just gonna not fucking bathe my kids. It's like, have you been getting fucking goddamn advice from Von Helton or something like that? Seriously, have you been getting couples advice from Andrea and Vaughn? Because this is absolutely one of the most disgusting things I've read about a politician. I'm sorry, not a politician. About a celebrity in a long time. And yeah, I said about a celebrity. Celebrities are some of the most disgusting goddamn fucking people alive. So for you to say something like this that actually impresses me and how gross it is, I guess it's like some sort of an achievement. I guess it's just some sort of a fucking achievement. Let's see. Kutcher added, now here's the thing. If you can see the dirt on them, clean them. Otherwise, there's no point. That is so goddamn nasty. Dude, Ashton Kutcher, in all fairness, he looks like someone who doesn't shower. I thought that for the longest time. I just never said it until now. But yeah, dude, you look like someone who doesn't shower. Mila Kunis, I expected better from you. You're one fine-ass woman. How the fuck do you not shower on a regular basis? Come on. You know what, though? You do play Meg from Family Guy. Maybe you're a little bit more like Meg from Family Guy than we all initially fucking suspected. Yeah, all of these quotes are disgusting. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Mila Kunis reveals bad financial advice she gave Ash. I don't give a fuck. Why do I care about this? I care about the fact that they don't fucking wash their children and themselves. That's fucking nasty. Oh my god, some nasty ass motherfuckers. Jesus fucking Christ. Well, let's see what they're saying here. I can't believe I'm in the minority. I'm in the minority of here of washing my whole body in the shower. Who taught you not to wash? Padman asked. To which Kunis replied, I didn't have hot water growing up as a child, so I didn't shower much anyway. Dude, Tony says it perfectly. That's all I can think of when I read this quote. It's like, shut the fuck up, Meg. Shut up, Meg. Jesus fucking Christ. What's up, Rua Honey Badger? Hope you're doing well, buddy. Jesus Christ. Weirdly enough, Mila and Ashton is not an anti-vax. Okay, I'm good. I'm glad that they aren't anti-vaxxers. I do not want anyone to be an anti-vaxxer. No one should be a goddamn anti-vaxxer. So, yeah, this is still disgusting, but at least, I don't know. I mean, hypothetically, being uncleanly could, like, lead to, health issues. So I guess that's an issue within itself, but it's not like not getting vaccinated to where it can actually kill you. But still, look, even if it's being an irresponsible parent, that's for sure. It's teaching your kids terrible habits. Just because your fucking parents, Mila Kunis, did not teach you how to take a goddamn shower. Or I guess maybe based on how she words it, they just didn't have access to hot water. But you are rich. You have limitless fucking income at your disposal, especially you two together. There's no excuse. There's no excuse why your children cannot have a goddamn hot water shower. There's no excuse. Why they cannot be denied such a fucking simple necessity as a hot shower. Or, I don't know. I guess just bathing in general is the way to put it. Take a goddamn bath or something. You don't have to take a shower. Just take a goddamn bath. Clean yourself. Like, fuck. Oh, Jesus Christ. But when I had children, I didn't watch them every day. I wasn't the parent that bathed my newborns. What? It's one thing if your kid's getting all grungy. Because, like, look, if I was a fucking kid, I mean, okay, maybe I'm a bad example because I actually liked being clean even when I was younger. I know a bunch of kids, though. They like to be dirty. They don't want to take a shower. They just want to fucking play around in the mud all day. And they wouldn't clean themselves, so they didn't give a shit if they didn't have to, right? But that's your job as a parent, to teach them the importance of being clean, taking care of themselves. And the reason why I had such a stark fucking pause here, the reason why this, like, literally fucking silenced me, is because kids can't clean themselves. I mean, newborn babies certainly can't clean themselves. And it's, oh my God, just think about all the fucking issues that could provide. I talked there earlier about how it's uncleanly for kids to not be fucking cleaned in general, but to not like wash a newborn baby, that could lead to like so many health issues in the future. Like, oh my God, what did you at least change their fucking diapers? Did you at least like wash that? Like, you didn't even wash them after you changed their goddamn diapers? Do you know how much kids shit? Like, oh my God, what? This doesn't make any sense. This does not make any sense. This is one of the most disgusting things I've ever talked about in this goddamn channel. Get the fuck out of here, Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Gross ass nasties. Fuck you. Take care of your goddamn kids. Fuckers. Oh, Jesus. I'm sorry. That made me angry. That legitimately made me angry because I know that they're capable of feeding, clothing, and bathing their kids. It's not like they're fucking poor ass people on the street. I keep saying politicians. You're celebrities. You have no excuse. You have no goddamn excuse. Your kids should be living great lives with great opportunities. And, controversial opinion, but they should be able to take fucking showers, too. Jesus Christ. Like, here's the thing. I was raised to value cleanliness. I'm sure if I was never fucking showered when I was a baby or when I was a kid, or I was never encouraged to do so, I'd probably be filthy, too. And this is just going to perpetuate the cycle. It's just, their kids are going to probably be nasty. Hopefully they won't be. Hopefully they'll have common sense and grow out of it. But then those kids are going to be nasty, and the kids to them are going to be nasty, and those kids are going to be nasty. And they're going to have fucking kids because they're going to have an absolute fuck ton of money left over to them by fucking Mila and Ashton. So of course they're going to procreate, and they'll probably be just as fucking stupid and make the same ignorant mistakes that these two did. Because when you're raised to believe that something's true, a lot of the time people end up believing it, regardless of if it's true or not, regardless of how absurd it is. That's why people who are born into Mormonism, that's why Mormons are still around. Unfortunately, the first children of Mormon parents didn't just think, oh wow, this is complete and utter bullshit. Some of them actually fell for it and continue to perpetuate the cycle. Jesus Christ. Do they have nannies? Probably. Do those two look like the type of parents who actually do their own parenting? Especially based on what you just heard, do they look like the type of people who are doing their own parenting, who are taking care of their own goddamn children? No. Nope, they don't. At least not to me. Maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe they're good parents outside of this one particular issue, but for them to, not only say this, but to go out and say it proud and have it just featured on an article? No. That's absolutely fucking disgusting. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You should be ashamed of yourselves. You really should be. So, I can't take another swig of the drink. And we'll talk about the final goddamn story for this evening. Something that really pisses me off. I just feel bad for the kids. You want to be gross and disgusting? Whatever. You drag children into it? Now we have a problem. Exactly, Kira. If you want to be a disgusting, nasty-ass person, then only other disgusting, nasty people want to be around, then be my guest. Don't take a shower if you don't want to, Mila Kunis, but you're only going to attract other fucking people like that who don't shower, and that's probably why you had a fucking relationship with Ashton Kutcher of all goddamn people, because seems like you both don't goddamn shower. But don't drag your kids into it. Don't encourage them to live your fucking degenerate lifestyle. And degenerate is not a word that I use very lightly, but I think someone who doesn't shower on a regular basis and also encourages their children not to do the same, yeah, I think I'm content calling you a degenerate. You're a goddamn fucking couple of degenerates. Ugh, yes. Ashton Kutcher probably acts like Kelso in real life. I feel like even Kelso would have more common sense than this. I'm being entirely honest with you. I feel like Kelso would shower more than that. More than Ashton Kutcher does. Even he would be like, God damn, fucking nasty ass. All right. So, those of you guys who aren't familiar with this, Blizzard Entertainment has been going under some serious allegations lately. There's a lawsuit being sent their way from the state of California, the same dipshits who are trying to do that shit with the gaming computers I mentioned earlier. At least in this case, it seems like they're actually trying to do something of value by holding Blizzard accountable. But yeah, they're trying to hold Blizzard accountable because there's been a long history of sexual harassment at Blizzard Entertainment. Actually verifiable stories of fucked up shit that's happened at Blizzard. And I feel like this entire episode has just turned into me like talking about fucked up shit nonstop. I feel kind of bad. I don't want to be too much of a Debbie Downer, but I feel like this needs to be addressed. This needs to be talked about because I am someone who has played Blizzard games for years and years now. And I don't know. I would feel wrong if I didn't comment on this and give my 2 cents. So the state of California is taking legal action against Blizzard. Tons of people are coming out and giving their personal stories, predominantly women giving their stories about the fucked up sexual harassment that they've had to deal with and just overall terrible working conditions, not just the sexual harassment, but the terrible ways that Blizzard has fucked over their employees for years and years now. Although predominantly it's about the sexual harassment thing. But Blizzard's far from perfect in other ways, and that's basically what people are trying to shine a light on here. Get some accountability. So what's Blizzard's big solution to this? They make a bunch of PR statements that essentially mean nothing. Blizzard has not actually taken any direct action, it seems like. They've not named any names. They've not come out and stated that they're going to be publicly firing any of these names who have had serious allegations with them, some of which are still with the company. Some of these names have already left and exited the company, but some of these people are still with the company. And there's been no fucking word about getting them ousted. There's been no word about not even just necessarily that, but just having some form of accountability for these people who've done fucked up shit. Verifiably, by the way. Like a lot of these people who are really being attacked right now at Blizzard are not just people who are having like rumors made up about them. Or these are not just allegations in a lot of situations. A lot of the time, these are things where there is verifiable evidence. I'm going to give you guys a quick story about something that's happened at Blizzard Entertainment, just to kind of drive the point home to those of you who might not be familiar with the situation and the type of culture that they had there. There was a woman who worked at Blizzard who sadly took away her own life, in part due to the harassment that she was getting from other people at the company. And there was a party in which Blizzard Entertainment employees went to, and they were passing around nude pictures of the deceased woman and treating it like it was goddamn nothing. It's sick and disgusting. And the worst part is, if you've been a fan of Blizzard for as long as I have, a lot of these names who've been coming up, who've done these fucked up things, are people that you might know, names you might be familiar with, not just the fucking dude who does code or, you know, the unnamed fucking voice actor or whatever the fuck. A lot of these are the big names, a lot of the big fucking developers like Alex Afrasiabi. That's the big one that's been going around lately. Someone who I used to have a major ton of respect for. Turns out that he was doing a lot of really fucked up shit to people in the background the whole time. And it's a lot to handle. It's a lot to handle because Blizzard used to be this games company. I'm sure a lot of you guys who are a little bit older, at least around my age. Wow, I'm turning into a fucking boomer. Did I seriously just fucking say that? Oh my god. Anyway, yeah, a lot of you who are around my age, at least, I'm sure you understand that that Blizzard used to be seen as like this pinnacle of game development. They were the game developers that they would not put out a game very often. Blizzard wouldn't put out games very often, but whenever they put out a game, it was genre defining. It was always something that impressed people, and it was basically regarded as this haven, this amazing place where people get to chill out, be themselves, and just make video games. That's what Blizzard was presented as for a very long time. It was like, to a lot of people, seen as what a games company should be. And to know that the whole time that they were just using that clout and that image that they had as an excuse to just harass people, it's absolutely fucking, it's really sad for one. And it's disgusting because I feel like a lot of us feel very portrayed by that. Because we had this image in our head of like, yeah, the fucking, you know, the people at Blizzard, like Alex Afrasiabi and fucking Chris Metzen and all those people. By the way, Chris Metzen, to my knowledge, has not done anything wrong. I'm just saying, like, he's one of the names people think about. All these names, they're like the rock stars of the gaming industry, and like they can do no wrong, and they're just regular chill dudes like me and you who like D&D and metal fucking music, right? But and maybe at some point that's what it was, but fame changes people. And when you have something like BlizzCon, which is basically just a yearly circle jerk for how great your company is. And look, BlizzCon meant a lot more to a lot of people. It was a social gathering to chill out with people that they met in World of Warcraft and other games and bonded with, and a way for them to see each other in real life. And look, I get that, but you got to put yourself in the shoes of these developers and think, wow, they were really just thinking to themselves, like, I can just do whatever the fuck I want, right? They have this like rock star mentality where it's just like, yeah, I can fuck all the women I want. I can just leave them to dry. I can just leave them hanging to dry, and there'll be no accountability because, hey, I'm from Blizzard, right? It's really fucking sad. It's really fucking sad. I hate playing. Oh shit! I hate playing World of Warcraft now. Yeah, so does everybody else. So does everybody else. My daughter loved WoW. Hey, that's good. I mean, that's the point I'm trying to make, though, is that's why this really pisses me off. It's because World of Warcraft brought so many people together from across the world. It was this beautiful thing that brought people together. And imagine being like an impressionable young woman around my age, and like you go to BlizzCon, and let's say you get an opportunity to meet one of these developers or whatever, and you just get taken advantage of on every single level possible, and you don't really see it that way because that's Alex Afrasiabi, dude. That's the fucking dude who develops World of Warcraft, that game that I, sink all my time into. And, he's a chill dude. He wouldn't manipulate people and use them. People who are in those positions, they bank off people's goodwill. They bank off people being innocent and willing to, see the good in people. And in a lot of cases, not willing to believe the bad about people. That's what it comes down to more times than not. I'm new hearing about this Blizzard. I like their games. Wow, I'm in shock now. Oh, I'm surprised that you've been able to avoid this, Geek Studios. Look, I'm not the best fucking source for this. Like, you should definitely go look into the accusations from the other fucking people. I'm sorry, you should look in the accusations that being made by the actual people making them. You should go hear out the actual victims. Oh, what's up, Matt? I got Matt in here. I believe the images of her were shared before her death. I'm trying to make sure I'm right about that now. Oh, are you going to talk about this too, dude? It was before her death. It doesn't make it any better, but at least that's the timeline. Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I'm glad you clarified that. That's still really fucked up, but yeah, it's not as fucked up as doing it after. So I'm glad you clarified that, because I have actually seen a lot of people going around and saying that it was after. So I apologize for that misinformation. Even I just said that, so like I apologize for that. But yeah, I mean, still, what happened to that woman was very fucked up. And there's a number of other issues that have been brought up, and really fucked up situations that Blizzard employees have had to go through. And it doesn't just come down to sexual harassment either. It does not just come down to sexual harassment. That's just the big one that people are talking about, because it's really easy to get people's attention on that shit, because it's very serious. But there's also a lot of other really fucked up things that people working at Blizzard have had to deal with throughout past years, when it comes to whether it be fucking crunch time, or basically having to take the L's for what the higher ups do. That's something that happens at Blizzard. It seems like a whole lot. Is like the lower management takes the L all the fucking time for what the higher ups make in regards to mistakes. It's really fucked up and sad. What's up, FML? Dude, I'm surprised you haven't been taken off goddamn YouTube yet with that fucking name. Dude, I'm so surprised, dude. I guarantee you at some point Brett Keith's gonna be like, wow, free monkey lubricants. I guess lubricant is not inherently fucking sexual, because like you could just say that you're talking about WD-40 or something like that. I don't fucking know. This is why I don't respect anyone in power. I respect their skill. It just seems like everyone lately that has power abuses it. Check out the Nickelodeon iceberg. I have not heard anything about the Nickelodeon iceberg. I heard some shit about Nickelodeon like a few years ago, but I've not heard anything new about Nickelodeon. So if you want to, like, I don't know, maybe hop in the Discord and like drop me an article about that, I'd be interested in talking about that at some point. Can you imagine Hannah going there to like what, to BlizzCon? Oh my, that would be I mean, look, a lot of cool stuff did happen at BlizzCon. It was not like it was all fucking creepy people being weird. I'm sure when it was Blizzard fans interacting with other Blizzard fans, it was perfectly chill, awesome stuff. But that's the problem, right? Is like those developers and those higher ups, they were allowed to like take advantage of people. That's the Dan Schneider thing. Again, just accusations with no proof. Well, no, a lot of this is not accusations with no proof. Like that's that. I'm not being a dick here, but that I feel like that's very disingenuous because look, dude, I get that a lot of the time there are accusations made about people without proof, but this, dude, that's not the case with this Blizzard thing. That's not the case with this Blizzard thing. There's actual verifiable evidence that there was genuinely really fucked up shit happening here with Blizzard. And unlike the Dan Schneider thing, it's not just people pointing at it and being like, hey, this is kind of sus. It's actually things that people have verifiably done. Actions that people have verifiably fucking... Oh, I get it. I'm sorry. I fucking misunderstood it. I don't think that really has anything to do with Nickelodeon. I don't really think that has anything to do with Nickelodeon. I mean, it could, like, but it seems like Nickelodeon got, like, you know, cut them off at some point, so I don't know. I don't fucking know. Oh, not Dan, someone else that was arrested for sexual molestation, then another one? Jesus fucking Christ, dude. Jesus Christ. Oh, Jesus Christ. Do you not have phones? Power abuse as well. Look at Butch Hartman. Yeah, Butch Hartman, he's more of like a scammer. He's never done like anything that's like sexual misconduct or anything. He's just like a scam artist, which ain't good, but yeah. Yeah, you were just responding to the Dan Schneider comment. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get that confused. Because, okay, the reason why I seemed a little bit peeved by that, it's not because I was angry at you or anything. I'm not. Because I always feel like a goddamn centrist when it comes to this stuff. Just because I understand that a lot of the time there are accusations that get made about people and they're unfounded and people just hop on it for no reason. But I feel like at the same time, it works in reverse, right? A lot of the time, people are so fed up with the bullshit accusations that they kind of let it flavor their opinion on actual legitimate accusations. I'm not saying that's the case with anyone here, but I know for a fact that that is how some people operate. And I guess that's just human nature, but it really frustrates me because, like, I try to go into every situation and give, you know, people at least the benefit of the doubt. Try to call people out on the shit where I can, where it's needed, but try not to make too much, you know, I try not to make excessive accusations. That's a big thing about, that's what it boils down to for me, is I only want to be calling out people for what they're actually doing. That's why when it comes to the Dan Schneider thing, I'm probably going to do an episode of my show, honestly, about Dan Schneider. I've been planning to do that for like over a year at this point. I want to do like an entire episode of Underhaven talking about Dan Schneider because, yeah, because there's stuff to talk about. I think it's a lot less serious than some people think it is, but it's a lot more serious than some other people think it is. And that's basically what it boils down to. It's hard to find truth in fiction sometimes. That it is. That it fucking is. Okay, so I want to wrap this up because here's why I'm pissed off about this, is that all Blizzard has done is release a bunch of fucking PR statements, a bunch of hollow PR statements. And you know what else they're going to do? They're going to go into their game and they're going to remove any references to the people that allegedly did this stuff. And well, I believe in it seems like an Alex Afrasiabi actually did do it. But it seems like they're going to be clipping out other fucking people who have just had accusations made against them, which I don't know how I feel about that, especially considering that Blizzard has been known to remove. There was a streamer by the name of Swifty. And he got into, I believe he got into some type of controversy a few months back, and Blizzard ended up removing his NPC. Like, they put a tribute NPC to him in the game. They ended up removing him in under 24 hours. And it later came out that the accusations made against Swifty weren't true. He cleared his name. He proved himself to be completely innocent. And Blizzard didn't do anything. They didn't change anything. They still treat him like he doesn't exist. They still took his NPC out of the game, even though he proved that he was innocent. And strangely enough, they haven't they haven't had the time. They haven't found the time to take out these NPCs and all these references. And here's the fucking thing: I don't want them to do that. It's an indication of the time going in and curbing out these references to these people that did fucked up shit is not going to change anything. What's going to change stuff is actual promise of reform. How about you actually show how you're going to make a better fucking working environment for your workers? How about you actually try and show some goddamn proof and evidence that you're not just going to do a bunch of hollow gestures? I don't give a fuck if you go into fucking World of Warcraft and you cut out an NPC that's named after Alex Afrasiabi, because it's not going to stop anything. It's not going to change the fucking shit that the victims went through. And more importantly, it's not going to make it easier for anyone else in Blizzard Entertainment who has to maybe deal with this shit in the future. It's not going to change anything. All you're trying to do is go back into the past and retroactively make that look less bad. Like, trying to solve a major issue with your company when it's a serious accusation being brought up, like sexual misconduct, the way that you solve that is not just going back in time and sweeping it all under the rug and acting like it never happened. Look, the fact of the matter is that these people were part of your company. You need to accept that, and you need to make a better working place because of it. And that does not just mean a bunch of fucking hollow gestures of like, oh, we're going to make an inclusive space for LGBT people. I don't want to hear any more of that goddamn bullshit. You know what I want? I want a comfortable, safe, and an enjoyable working environment for people of all genders, races, colors, all that shit. I don't want to be pandered to. I want everyone to have a good fucking experience as a worker there, unless they're like a creepy piece of shit. But, I want everyone who's a normal person, a normal functioning worker at Blizzard to be treated well. I want a better working environment for everyone there, because this is not just about the sexual harassment. This is about more than that. This is about how you treat your workers like shit in general. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. So, but yeah, no, let's just go cut out some NPCs and some items in the game. Go rename them. You know what they did? Want to know the most fucking tone-deaf thing that they did here? They just cut out Alex Afrasiabi's NPC, and they just replaced it with another NPC with a different name. Completely same NPC, completely same purpose. All they did was change the name. And you know what else they did? Here's the kicker. I don't know if this was intentional or what. They changed the character into a woman. That dude who got accused of sexual misconduct, his tribute NPC got turned into a woman. Because that's all you need to do, right? Just pander to women. Oh, okay. Well, this person who had some serious accusations sent their way recently. Yeah. Just replace his NPC with a fucking woman. SJWs will eat it up, right? No. Sorry. The amount of people who will just look at anything gender bent into a woman and say, oh, wow, progressive, is a fucking ridiculously stupid and small amount of morons. We want real change. We want real reform. Oh, Jesus Christ. We want something that indicates that you actually give a fuck about anything other than your goddamn shareholders and making money. Care about your customer. Care about the fucking people making your games, making you bank. Because that's not just the customers. That's your workers, too. None of this happens. You don't have your fucking wealthy fucking golden empire based on terrible bullshit like this. You have none of that if it's not for your customers and your workers. So start giving them some goddamn value. Effort by a company, I'll believe it when I see it. Oh, you'll see it. You'll see it if they have some type of financial incentive behind it, maybe. But if they don't have any financial incentive, they aren't going to give a fuck. Jesus Christ. That requires actual effort, not deletion of some code. Changing the toxic environment requires legit effort. Yeah, exactly. That's why they're not going to do it. Even if this, well, you know what? They might do it. They might do it because of this. This is the only reason they might. Like, if we see any change out of Blizzard, and I want you guys to make sure that this is true. I want you guys to make sure that you know this. I'm sure there's definitely some good people in the company who actually want change on this. I know for a fact there's some good people in the company who actually want to move for change and want a better working environment. But most of those people are not the higher ups. Let's be honest. They're like, the common workers. And so that's why if any real change happens, which the higher ups have to, give their fucking A-OK on, it's going to be because of this. Because this is all they give a fuck about. They don't give a fuck about that woman who took her life. They don't give a fuck about their workers. They don't give a fuck about their customers. Any of them who have had to deal with fucking abuse and harassment of any level. And they don't give a shit. All that matters to them is this graph right here. As long as this is high, they're flying high. But it's sinking low right now. But I don't want anyone to give them goddamn credit if they actually have to do some change because of this. Because they will have to change because of this. They'll have to actually put in some goddamn effort because of this right here. Do not give them credit for it. Don't. Unless, going forward, they actually seem to be invested in making a better working environment for everyone. Doesn't seem like they are right now. Doesn't seem like they will be unless this actually is a wake-up call for them, this graph right here. Because they don't give a shit about us. They don't give a shit about the people making them money. They don't give a shit about anything but themselves. All they care about is manipulating people in any way possible. And that's most corporations, right? Jesus Christ. I think I've ranted about enough tonight, guys. I think I've ranted about a goddamn enough tonight. But yeah, I want to go direct you guys to somewhere else. Because I don't normally do that. My buddy Matt, $3 Theater, going to be doing a stream. Go check him out. He's been doing a great fucking job with his show, Hollywood After Dark. It's a really fun show. He does a great job. If you guys like this shit, you guys know what to do. Drop a fucking like. Drop a fucking like if you like that shit. And share this stuff around. There's always Patreon and YouTube memberships if you really like that and want to support me. And most importantly, I do want to say thank you guys for listening, and thanks for those of you who listen into this. Who this is not my usual content. I just decided to shoot the shit about some news and current events. I haven't done that in a while. So thank you guys very much. I'd love to do more of this stuff in the future. And if you guys want to support me and make sure that I can, drop a like, share the shit out. And yeah, go check out $3 Theater. My buddy Matt is going to be live in 10 minutes. So I might even hop on there if he lets my dumb ass on there. Because it's been a while since I hopped on this stream. So yeah, thank you guys very much. You guys have a good evening. Go check out my friend Matt. And thank you guys. Have a good one. I'll probably be back here. Probably tomorrow night, honestly. If I can think of something to fucking talk about, I'll be back here tomorrow night. All right, guys. Thank you guys very much. And as always, stay toasty.
Wow.